York's classic rock. Q1043.
Welcome back. Jonathan Clark in the studio with Josh, Sam, Danny, and Jake. The band is Greta Van Fleet. How you guys doing, man?
Spectacular. How about yourself?
Pretty good. You're in the big city of NYC. Now, you've been here before, right?
A couple times.
Yeah, a couple of times.
Yeah.
What was the first thing you wanted to do when you first arrived in the
Leave.
Big Apple?
I wanted to
Sleep?
start cleaning up the streets a little bit, get a mop.
Sam wants
and
to
things
clean
like
up
that.
the
It's not that dirty. Come on.
I don't know.
Yeah, no, I wanted to see the Rockefeller Center. It was the first
Right.
thing I wanted to do.
Yeah.
That was pretty cool.
Now
I
you can go
still
see
haven't been able to do it.
Now you got to go see the Christmas tree.
Yeah, I
Ice
know
rink.
that too. That was
Maybe
the
do a
first
little
thing.
skating.
Ooh.
You know, do that.
Is that up
Yeah.
already?
Yeah, the skating rink is up.
Really?
The Christmas tree
All
is
right.
up.
It's supposed
I know
to be
what
like
we're doing
60,
tonight.
I think.
They had the big celebration last week. Anyway, the new double EP, it's called From the Fires. The band is Greta Van Fleet, and they are playing tomorrow night and Wednesday night this week at the Bowery Ballroom here in New York City. Evidently, these shows are sold out.
Yeah, you can still
Yeah.
sneak in though if you
You
like.
got, if you
Right.
know somebody, like you can get in there, like hook it up. All the tour dates, GretaVanFleet.com. So you guys are from the teeming metropolis known as Frankenmuth, Michigan, right? It's a huge,
It is
a
massive.
huge metropolis.
Massive.
Yeah.
As far as Christmas goes.
Competing with
Yeah, well,
It's a
yeah,
Christmas empire.
I want to get to that because in your bio, I thought it was. I was laughing out loud. Known for the world's largest Christmas store, scenic farmland, picturesque wine and chocolate boat cruises,
I've
my
never seen a
favorite.
crispy
Wait, is that like
chicken.
A wine, a river
I spend
of wine
every
and
weekend
chocolate.
on a boat eating chocolate and drinking wine when I'm there, you know?
Crispy chicken dinners.
not
This sounds like a
bad.
town in Europe.
It
Doesn't
does.
sound like America.
it's
It's,
very
it's a
European.
little
It's a
Bavaria.
Bavarian town, yeah.
It's known as Little Bavaria,
Yeah,
right?
It is
right.
Little Bavaria.
Right.
All the architecture's based off of like the old Bavarian themes. You know, the
It's
cross
true.
bracing and stuff.
Right.
You can't have a business or an establishment.
So does Santa Claus live there or something? I mean,
Yes.
he does.
Yeah, he
So
does.
you hang. Your parents played a lot of vinyl. I read that you were growing up in the house, and I think your father, Josh, Jake, and Sam was in a band, or maybe still is.
He
Yeah,
wasn't
he's
in
got
a band
few.
until we got a band.
Come on,
And
really?
then
know
he's
what?
jealous.
And then he has two bands. So he's, I think, pretty much going, you know, putting it in your
Yeah.
face, you know, I got two bands, you know.
And
something like that.
what does
Yeah,
Dad play? Guitar? Like what?
Harmonica. man.
Harmonica?
He's a blues man.
He can
Yeah.
sing too.
Yeah, he's harmonica and vocals. Best harmonica player I've ever heard.
Really?
very
Well,
good.
John Popper might disagree with you on that.
Better than
on
John
Blues
Popper.
Travel. Now, at first, I thought the band name. First of all, let me say you guys are brothers. We have Josh, Jake, and Sam are brothers. Who are the twins?
Jake and I.
We like to keep them separated.
Okay,
Right,
all right.
yeah.
Much
Okay.
fisticuffs
Rip each
would be
other's
too
throat
close.
out.
Yeah, that's what they did. If we ever had a class together, we'd be on opposite ends of the room, and then that didn't work because then there was just this, you know,
Everything in between.
yeah.
Was just electric.
turmoil in all the whole classroom.
Yeah.
So then it was like, all right, well, we'll just get them in separate
It's
classes.
always a weird thing. Like, did you have to wear different clothes so people could, sort of?
Differentiate.
Well, sometimes they would wear the same clothes and then they would switch classes.
And
we
So,
did-
you know,
we
like
did
the
do that,
classic,
yeah.
like
We did do that.
We did do that.
You're
We
just
got away
playing
with
the
it.
system.
parent
Yeah.
swap
Yeah.
kind of thing.
So Danny is the odd man out here, I guess, right?
He's not
I
that
think- I
weird.
think
A lot
he's
of
the
people
odd
think he's
man
very
out.
strange, but I don't think he's that weird.
Who thinks I'm very
A lot of people.
He also
What-
picks his nose quite
It's
often.
it's Greta Van Fleet. The double EP is From the Fires. It sounds great on the radio. I've been playing this a lot. And at first, I thought the band name was kind of a hybrid between Van Halen and Fleetwood Mac, but I clearly have that wrong because there is
It's Van Morrison and Fleet Foxes.
Yeah.
right Fleet Fox, good band, Fleet Foxes. I like
This is
them.
great.
But who is Greta Van Fleet, or is this a mystical person of,
It's, it's both
can-
a real
yeah,
person and a
and
mystical
mystical
being.
person,
Really, no. There's a woman in our town, Frankenmuth, and she's, I guess the name is Dutch, but she's one of the town elders, pretty much, as we say.
Still is.
Still is, yeah. And so we never met her, or knew who she was, but the name it had come across, it was like, oh, that's really fascinating. That sounds like it could be a really cool band name, So it was Gretna Van Fleet. We took the N out because it was going to happen inevitably.
right? Yeah.
And that was it. It was kind of like stuck. And then we were playing a show downtown, and the name Greta Van Fleet was on the marquee, and everybody was calling her, saying, "What are you doing at the
That's
at
awesome.
the hall?" So she had to come down to see what was going on, and it's the middle of like a festival or something. And she brought her husband, and they listened to and for people that are probably in their 80s, I mean, they sat through a whole set
a very, very loud rock and
Yes,
roll.
you
This is a
guys are
wooden
not-
hall. This
yeah.
wooden hall was not made for rock and roll. This was meant for like a guy with his guitar,
Right.
or like an accordion band up there. Yeah, and so it was just super loud. And at that time, a set was 2 or 3 hours.
And bearing in mind that she's like 80 in her, early 80s, that she sat through like a 2-hour full rock and roll show and then came back
So that was pretty.
as well.
That was
God
pretty great.
bless her.
She gave us
Yeah.
the go-aheads with the name. She liked the whole thing. Was
Right.
cool. And now there's like local news stations that'll go and get an interview with her at her house or something.
Now she's going to ask for merchandising percentages,
Oh,
so you
yeah.
better be careful,
We
man.
had her
We'll
come
take
up
care
and
of her.
sit in for drums for a song too.
No, that did not happen.
Now that I got to see video of.
Yeah, she put on her sunglasses and then made Danny look silly.
She had a cigarette in her mouth and she was
I love that. So the big English bands broke in America: Cream, The Who, The Yardbirds, The Stones, The Beatles. Lots been written about how they took the blues and soul and R&B and sort of reinterpreted it in their own way, which made them like blow up in America. People were like, "Oh my God, what is this?" And you guys have sort of reinterpreted the reinterpretation and channeled it into your own kind of thing.
There's
I
great
think.
truth to that, and there's a lot of respect we had growing up for what we've listened to in our youth, which was like blues music and everything that those
Otis
guys.
Redding, I read.
Oh
right?
yeah, all those we were listening to all
Yeah.
this stuff those guys were listening
Before
to.
we were
So,
born, like Taj Mahal, Albert King,
Yeah.
yeah,
Buddy Guy.
but what you're saying is very true because it does. There's just like a respect for all of where it came from, but it's still this evolution of it, you know.
Yeah,
Right.
I think that there was a certain amount, done as far as that, the evolution of those sounds in the blues and a lot of those rudimentary or traditional type, genres like folk and blues and soul and stuff. And that was taken to a certain point and then stopped evolving. I think
Yeah.
during, the 70s or any of that period, some of it was continued to be taken forward. But I think what needs to be done is to reinvention of that.
Right, and reinterpretation
Right,
and sort of
and
channeling it into
evolution.
your own sound. Yeah.
Yeah.
It's Greta Van Fleet, and the double EP that we're talking about is From the Fires. And there are two interesting covers on this double EP. The great Sam Cooke, A Change Is Gonna Come. Now, that's an ambitious song.
Yeah, that was
cover.
the most intimidating.
Well,
of
I
the-
don't know. It's such a well-written song that it would be hard to mess up.
Yeah. But
we kind of had always wanted to do a cover of it, even 3-4 years ago. It was something that Jake and I had. I remember sitting down and it came on the radio or something, and Jake and I turned around, looked at each other, and thought, "Man, that would be a fantastic song to, try out." So it was kind of when we were thinking about how can we, really tap into some of those obscure influences in this next
Yeah.
4 songs that are coming.
and a song that really was instrumental in the civil rights movement, actually, when
Yes.
it came out in the early 60s. So,
Yeah, and the way I interpret it is it's just about oppression in general. I mean, it really could be. you know?
yeah. And another song, Fairport Convention, Meet on the Ledge. I want to know, Josh, when was the first time you realized you could hit these notes? I mean, were you like 3 years old and
When he saw
driving
the giant snake, he was like, "Ah!"
That's a good one. Yeah, don't tread on me.
I mean, because you know what I thought of when I first heard your voice? I'm like, this guy needs to go in a room with some sound technicians and scientists and try and break a wine glass with his voice.
You know what? That's
done
actually
it.
a fantastic idea.
They used to be a commercial for Memorex cassettes or something.
Yeah.
They'd have Ella Fitzgerald in there.
Oh, yeah.
Going crazy and I think, is it live or is it Memorex? To see if she could break the glass when she was singing.
Yeah.
But when did you realize you could sing like that?
I to be honest with you, it's kind of like something that evolved. I'd always been singing, but it's like when we put together this band, or Jake put together the band, really, it kind of started to take evolve, and I had to come up with something to. In the garage, you've got only so much to work with. These little monitors.
That's where it
It's
all
like,
starts
well,
in
how
the
am I
garage.
supposed to sing over that?
Oh yeah, absolutely.
That sound that they were creating. So that was part of it, and then another, because it would have to cut through and have to be really loud. So I don't know. It took a while, honestly, to get the whole hang of it. I think at the beginning it probably didn't sound much more like anything other than the blues, that real raspy.
Yeah. So Rolling Stone has put you on their list of 10 bands you need to know, which is awesome. And you guys have already received an award, Best New Artist from Loudwire. So congratulations on
Thank
that.
you.
That's
Thank
pretty
you.
awesome.
Thank you.
So you guys are now what? The ripe old age of 21?
Yeah,
Yeah,
yeah, we're
just
getting
over
up
the
there in
hill.
the years.
Gonna die soon, probably.
Yeah. Oh, it's all over,
It's
man.
all over.
It's all over.
Yeah.
I never should have quit my band. I'm just thinking now. So you recorded this outside of Detroit with some of the guys associated with Kid Rock or something? Or
Yeah. There was Al Sutton we got into the studio with initially. And then Marlon had come in once things had started to move, and we had been, I think, in and out of there for 2 straight years.
Yeah.
Yeah, but
Because when we
Really
now.
releasing anything,
When we stepped
Right.
foot in that studio, we didn't know how to make an actual recording. We knew what it entailed, but in those 2 or 3 years, we really learned a lot from Al about how to record songs. You
digital,
can put
analog, both?
a
little bit of both?
mostly digital.
Yeah, okay, yeah.
Any full man who has the patience and dedication to teach a bunch of young bucks how to work in the studio.
Yeah, bucks. That's
Has
one
some-
word for it.
Now,
But you-
Sutton,
has
you've
some
got
great
some
props.
balls, man.
It's not just any, young.
Well, look, that's an education.
Yeah, we're
That's
talking like juvenile delinquents or something.
It's an
Like,
education. It's either college or the recording studio, I guess.
Yeah,
right?
yeah.
And the parents are all on board, like, for this rock and roll career?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Oh yeah, they've been supportive the whole way. They were letting us in bars when we were 13 years old.
He speaks
Right.
the truth.
Really crappy bars.
Yeah, our
too.
friends would go out to the movies and we'd be playing in bars, and
We like puke everywhere.
yeah,
every
they'd
night.
puke all over
Nice.
the walls,
Tickets
and yeah, there'd be-
Great
there'd
songwriting
be
material.
yeah, we even played some biker gigs. We had we did
Nice.
I think 3 or 4 biker clubs in the
Yeah.
middle of the woods. Yeah, it was
Never
interesting.
smoke weed with Willie.
Well, we got the
Look at that
guitars and we got the vocals here, obviously. You guys want to do a live song?
Yeah, let's
Sure.
give it a shot. What if we
tell
said
us-
no? What if we said no?
Well, then we just
No.
say, see you later.
Yeah.
But tell us about the song and then just go for it. And then move those mics down to the guitars, too, when you're ready.
Well, Black Smoke was more of a contemporary, one of the more contemporary songs that we've written about a year ago now, and so it's kind of a song about history and lessons of history and archetypes and things like that. It's a broad song, and I
what
kind of
he just
like
said? He
I
said
like
interpret it yourself.
I like to I like to let people get the idea.
Right. That's
you
the
know,
great thing
for
about
the-
songwriting. It can mean something completely different to another
exactly,
fan.
which
Yeah.
is what it should mean to them.
Yeah.
You know?
All right. Let's hear it.
Didn't know there was a tower. When I look up to the line, I see the people quickly passing by.
Greta Van Fleet playing live here on Q1043's Out of the Box. I have a funny feeling that when you guys do that live, the song might be a little longer. Extend the jam a little bit towards the end.
Significantly, yeah.
Yeah, love that. It's from the new EP, double EP, From the Fires. All right, camera guys, get ready. We're going to have some rapid fire questions for the guys in the
my
band.
favorite.
Oh no.
Okay?
Oh,
All right,
God.
all right, get ready. Here's the first question. Josh,
Yeah.
Robert Plant or Mick Jagger? No philosophizing, no long discussion.
Go.
Got to pick one.
Robert Plant.
Okay. Jake, Gibson or Fender?
Gibson.
Okay.
Tough one. Wow.
Danny,
Ludwig.
up. Ludwig or Slingerland? Sam, Gibson or Fender?
Fender.
Fender, okay. All right, for everyone, Beatles or Stones?
Beatles.
Stones.
Wait, who said Stones?
I did.
Okay.
The
all
guy
right.
who doesn't know what the Stones are.
What are the
The
Stones?
guy that doesn't know music.
Okay, next one. Next one.
No, let's argue for a bit.
Next one. Led Zeppelin or Black Sabbath?
Led
Led
Zeppelin.
Zeppelin.
Did everyone say Zeppelin?
Yeah.
Okay.
Why wouldn't you?
Soundgarden or Alice in Chains?
Soundgarden.
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 Soundgarden. Okay.
I have a
I'm feeling it.
preference.
I'm feeling it. Pearl Jam or Nirvana?
Nirvana.
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 Uh-huh. Ramones or The Clash?
Ramones.
Yeah.
Can we go with a different band?
Sex Pistols?
Velvet
I'll
Underground.
do Sex
Oh,
Pistols.
Velvet Underground, I'd jump on board with.
They're punk, right?
Say
Okay.
the Clash.
Really, maybe.
Jonesy.
Next one. Coke, Pepsi, or Red Bull?
It depends. It
I
depends
don't
what time
drink
of
pop.
day it is.
Jack
if I'm getting up,
Daniels.
if I'm getting up from a nap, I
Neither
would
should
prefer
you.
Pepsi.
Okay. All right, here's a tough one.
That's terrible.
Get ready.
Yeah.
Sex or drugs?
Oh.
I would say rock and roll.
Sex is less
That's
detrimental.
a diplomatic answer.
I'm not really privy
Rock
to that,
and roll.
that information.
I don't think one
Final
comes
answer.
without the other. You know.
There's
Honestly,
you have a point
if
there.
if you're playing rock and roll and you just do one and not the other, then the fates are not in your favor. I
This
mean,
might be
Christ.
the most important question. Leather or spandex?
Leather.
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 Love
That
it.
is a very important
Spandex.
question. You're right.
iPhone or Android?
iPhone.
iPhone.
iPhone. I
Neither,
guess.
but iPhone.
Neither.
Neither. I don't even have my phone on. I don't think I even brought my phone.
Track phone.
Okay, the most important question. New York or LA?
LA.
New York.
New York.
They're so different.
You guys are in New York.
Yeah, just say New York.
New York. Come on, man.
You got the accent down. It's Greta Van Fleet. They're playing tomorrow night and Wednesday night at the Bowery Ballroom here in New York City. And all the tour dates are at gretavanfleet.com. Everyone go out and buy the double EP, From the Fires. It's awesome, and it sounds really good on the radio, guys. So, listen, best of luck, and come back here anytime.
Thank
Thank
you so
you.
much.
Thanks for having us.
New York's classic rock. Q1043.